When the lights go down, the truth comes out.
Tucker, you are not the father. This has to be wrong!
After Hours with Alex Stein. No filter.
If it was okay to have anal sex.
No apologies.
You were talking about things that probably you shouldn't talk about.
The undisputed king of trolling.
I finally had my own show!
At one point, your ancestors owned slaves.
They tried to cancel us.
Deplatforming works.
She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
Politics, culture, hypocrisy.
They want them to have their penises cut off.
Uncensored and uncontrolled.
Cut your penis off, actually.
That's what I'm saying. They admit they want to cut people's penises off.
Late night just got dangerous. After Hours with your host, Alex Stein, starts right now.
Good evening. It's a beautiful Thursday night, and we got a lot to talk about, but I have to start the show on a serious note. The transgender shooter that tragically killed his wife and son at the Pawtucket, Rhode Island youth hockey game was a big-time hater of the pimp on a blimp, Alex Stein. That's right. We found this out this morning that apparently Robert Dorgan did not like me, and it breaks my heart because I feel like if Robert, or I'd like to call him not by his dead name, Roberta Espazito, if Roberta Espazito could have truly known me or actually met me in person, that maybe I could have de-radicalized this trans person, or at least pushed them in the right direction. Now, you guys know that I'm very well known for being outspoken against some of the trans ideology that is plaguing our society. That's no secret. But when it comes to an adult, I believe that we live in a free country. I don't necessarily love that a guy is wearing a dress, but I do believe that you should have the freedom to choose whether or not you want to wear a dress. So Roberta Espazito hated my guts. I want to start off with this first tweet. This is Roberta getting mad at me, but also saying that they did like when I confronted Eric Swalwell. So politically, we were not that far off, Roberta, and this is why I'm frustrated. Because if I would have been able to talk to you, I could have talked you off that ice rink. And I don't think that you would have tragically murdered your wife and son, because what I would have done is encourage you to join the military. And yes, I know you're older, but maybe we could get you in the Merchant Marines, maybe as a reservist. There were outlets where you could use your mental illness as a benefit to society. And that's why I don't want to demonize people that are mentally ill. We just need to kind of put them in a system where they can operate and it doesn't harm their family. I mean, really and truly, Roberta would have been a great soldier. The fact that he was able to shoot somebody in that hockey rink, when it comes to a soldier, that's one of the hardest parts. It's hard to have that kind of mentality that you want to take another person's life because most people would be too scared to do it. I know I would, but not Roberta Espazito. So Roberta, it just really breaks my heart to know that you would tweet about me and talk about me in a negative way, which I guess shows that I'm on the right side of history, but I digress. I wish we could have talked. We could have had one conversation, because I think that me laughing at you, and I know you got laughed at by all of your peers, by everybody in your children's school, and all of your family. I think that I would have been the one person that could have actually gotten through to your hard-headedness that caused the death of your ex-wife and your son. Now, this is a very serious subject, we shouldn't make light of it. But I mean, when there's a guy that's 6'3" wearing bikini bottoms and a bra and they cut off their genitals and they shoot somebody, I don't know. I think that one we can laugh at. And I'm not trying to be insensitive to the victims. And I would argue that the victims are probably in a better place now. Not that they want to be dead, of course, but could you imagine living your whole life with a trans dad that is purposely embarrassing you? And then some of the tweets by Roberta saying that he's hotter than his wife. I mean, this was a disturbed individual that probably should have been in a loony bin that I hope Trump builds right now so we can throw these Roberta Espazitos in there. But at the same exact time, life is short. We got to laugh a little bit, but we're not going to laugh at the victims. We're going to laugh at Roberta, excuse me. And Roberta really didn't like me. Let's show this other tweet where Roberta called me an insufferable douchebag. Look at this. That's what Roberta called me. And come to find out, Roberta was also an anti-Semite. And then on top of all this, not only was he an anti-Semite, his son was arrested in 2024 for burning down a black church in Providence, Rhode Island. So this was a sick individual that had terrible taste. And I'm really sad because I think I could have fixed her. I could have fixed you, Roberta. I know you're watching this from hell. And you probably wish you were still here so you could wear those hoochie mama shorts and embarrass your family. But now you just have to watch the show with Lucifer. And that's just the harsh reality of the situation. So we need to stop enabling mentally ill people that think they're a woman when they're clearly a biological man. And we should try to encourage people not to cut off their genitals. Because once you cut off your penis, it's over. It's game over. I mean, really and truly, I hate to be so, nasty, but when you're a man, it all comes down to your penis. That's the reason we want to look good. That's the reason we want to drive a nice car. That's the reason we want to wear nice clothes. It's because we hope that we can use our penis one day. So as soon as we cut off that penis, we basically have no motivation for love or joy because, let's be real, getting busy is some of the most fun that a man and woman can have. But Roberta lost the ability to have any sort of sexual pleasure. When Roberta decided to have gender reassignment surgery, that was the final straw for his wife to call for divorce. And the fact that she stayed with you up until that moment says a lot about the character of her. And I think that she was a high moral character person that wanted to keep her family together. And the only reason she stayed with you is because she had kids. And she probably thought that if she was with you, like I feel if I would have met you, we could have helped you. But some people are too far gone. And a huge indication of that is somebody willing to pay another man or a woman, for that matter, to cut off their genitals. So Roberta Espazito was a dickless child killer. But I do think that I could have fixed her. All we needed was a few minutes together, and I could have at least steered you in the right direction. A direction where you could have used your homicidal rage on an enemy like Iran. I think you would have been the perfect soldier to send to Iran. But instead, now we're going to send some 18-year-old kids that, probably actually have a life to live and probably didn't cut off their penis in some sort of mentally ill, impulsive decision. So everybody just remember that I am on the right side of history, but we should have saw the signs. Because here, tweet number 3, this is Roberta celebrating me getting assaulted by this was a pro-Palestine protesters that I was assaulted by. And look what he says. He goes, well, there's something new, a Jewish agitator getting his ass kicked. Well, I mean, obviously he loved violence, and me getting my ass kicked, that wasn't a lot of fun. I don't like to get my ass kicked, but I'm happy in your sick, demented mind that I could give you pleasure for even 5 seconds, because that's how dark the world is, where these people are enabled and encouraged to do this by mainstream media outlets like CNN, which he didn't watch. Roberta was famously a MAGA supporter, which makes me think that this is some sort of psyop, that the FBI probably knew who he was, and they were probably, the ones that were enabling this, because you'd have to think there was somebody that was counter-signaling him the whole time, telling her, that Roberta was doing the right thing, when everybody around Roberta was embarrassed by it. His kids were embarrassed. His wife was embarrassed. The wife's parents were embarrassed. They all told him not to do this, and he still did it. So I'm just speculating this. I have no evidence yet. But I do think somebody was manipulating him, or at least encouraging him to do this, to embarrass his family, to embarrass himself, and then to embarrassingly support MAGA. Now, he might have been a MAGA supporter, but I think what they did is they radicalized a guy that was already conservative, scrambled his brain like an omelet, and then motivated him, or how do I say, I call it MK Ultra, mind control. And I know that sounds a little too conspiratorial for some people that are watching this, but believe it or not, the government has been doing mind control experiments since before we were born. They've been wanting to know, how do you manipulate a person into being basically a Manchurian candidate where they will just go and do whatever you say. And I think that could be a possibility with what happened to Roberta, because Roberta was a staunch conservative, but no conservative is really that into transgender ideology. So it seems like, a very hypocritical stance to take, to be trans, but to also be MAGA. It seems like he was trying to demonize MAGA. He was trying to make MAGA look bad. And I guess you did your job, but at the end of the day, I'm coming out smelling like roses because you hated my guts, so that's good. But I do also think I could have fixed you, Roberta. If I could have just spent a few moments together, you would still be with us, shining bright in your thong, riding around on Harleys like every woman does, and being a great dad like every woman wants to be. So, rest in peace, Roberta. My heart goes out to your family. My heart goes out to the victims. And my heart goes out to the whole entire town of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, who I know is really struggling right now. But things will be better because you get to watch this show, right? So everybody that's sad about that, watch this show. It'll make your life a little better, even if a horrible shooting happened in your small town. I know. I have that power. I had the power to radicalize this guy to kill his family, so I'm obviously pretty powerful. But I don't think that I did that. Maybe I did. And if I did, then I'm sorry. If I was responsible for this, which I probably am slightly, I probably am part of the reason that pushed him over the edge, that made him get the gun and load it and shoot his family. But you know what? You can't worry about the things you can't control. And I couldn't control that man. I never talked to him. But if I did, I could have controlled him, could have fixed the situation, and could have been a hero. Kind of like how Mark Wahlberg was almost on one of the planes that flew into the building on 9/11. It's kind of like woulda, coulda, shoulda. Like Mark Wahlberg would have definitely beat up the terrorists and stopped the plane from going into the towers. If I could have met Roberta, I could have changed their mind. Charlie Kirk style. Public debate. And I would have made him take off that dress right then and there. And the world would be a much safer place today. All right, folks. Well, we got a great episode. We got my buddy Riley's coming on. He's been going super viral, debating on college campuses. That's coming up next. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.
Hey folks, it's your friend John Rich. I co-founded Old Glory Bank because we heard too many stories about people getting canceled by their bank because they didn't agree with their politics. The government wanted to know where you shop. If you bought a Bible or you shopped at a sporting goods store, you're probably on a list. We created Old Glory Bank because America needed a bank that would protect their privacy and security. Exercising your constitutional rights is not a criminal activity, and neither is loving your country. At Old Glory Bank, we stand with you.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
About a year in prison.
We were prosecuted, persecuted.
J6ers have been treated like terrorists.
And we need your help.
Stand in the Gap was founded to stand in the gap for J6ers working to rebuild their lives after being incarcerated.
For just $10 or more, you can help these patriots get back on their feet again. Every dollar you give is being matched up to $50,000. Go now to j6support.com and donate today. From powerhouse vocalist Natasha Owens, known for standout singles like Trump One and Somali Waltz, comes her brand new release, The Boss, released on Real America's Music. This is the direct response to Bruce Springsteen's recent release, The Streets of Minneapolis. While Springsteen once branded himself as a voice of the working class, The Boss gives a voice to everyday Americans and reminds listeners who truly shapes the future. The Real America's Voice audience has the power to move charts and shake the industry. Download it right now. Scan the QR code or search The Boss on iTunes. Push it up the charts. Make them notice.
This is Rashad from Boston, Massachusetts, and I love Real America's Voice. It is the best place for real news and content. Much love.
Hi, I'm Bridgie, and why do I love Rob? Well, even out here in the cornfields of Iowa, I still need news I can depend on. That is Real America's Voice.
It's
Casey from Texas. I watch Real America's Voice because I need to learn, and I know I can get the truth through Rav. God bless everyone, and always love the children. Amen.
Welcome back to After Hours with Alex Stein. Now, my next guest is a friend of mine. We worked on a project with the one, the only Steve Will Do It. We can only say so much about it. But he's currently on campus debating right now. Riley, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I am here. Yeah. I am at I am at California State University Northridge, and I have a table here that says "Trans women are men," as well as "Transgenders are violent," written on Sharpie by the one and only Alex Stein, Primetime 99, actually, at Union Station. And we had a Latina attack the table. It was very interesting. It was very fun. And I just had a black transgender come up to me and start getting mad at me when I said that men and women are different. And so it was really interesting. But yeah, I'm currently at California State University Northridge. The administration tried kicking me off. They ended it. And when I was packing up, actually, this transgender came up, and it was really funny. And I will be posting that real soon. So, yeah.
No, that's good, Riley. We want to see that. But we want to play your clip that is, I mean, you've been going gangbusters on Instagram. I told you, as long as you just keep grinding, I knew that was going to happen because you got the good personality, you're likable, and you're smart, which is important. So there's this clip where this trans person said that they have their period, and I really just liked your approach. You're really calm. You're really just almost inquisitive, like, really? You know, how you do? You know, you wanted to hear their explanation. I think that's really how you win a debate. You got to listen.
Hey, I wanted to hear her explanation, okay? That was a beautiful trans woman, Alex, okay? You got to keep that in mind. Okay?
I agree. Sexy babe. Here, let's play the clip, and then I want to get your inside baseball.
Fun fact, trans women also get periods.
Really?
Yes.
You get a period?
Yes, I get monthly cycles.
You get monthly cycles. So the lining of your uterine wall is falling apart and draining. Your uterine wall.
See, this is the fun part. Due to not having a uterus, the weird part is I still get the cramps, but I just don't get the. Are
you sure it's just not from Lupron messing with your body?
What?
Are you sure it's just not the Lupron messing with your body?
No, it's an actual period.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I got the full-on like emotional cycles and everything.
Yeah, but you're saying you have a period though.
I do. Yes.
But you don't have any blood leaving you. There's no thinning of the uterine lining, which is what a period is, and some of the results of a period are cramping.
Yes.
So you have similar symptoms to a period, but you don't have a period at all. You have no period because you're a man.
I mean, Riley, that clip is so funny, but you can tell that person had serious autism, right? I mean, a lot of these transgenders do. What did you think? Did you feel like that person was just mentally ill? I mean, did you want to tell them, hey, you're autistic? Maybe
I actually think he was kind of one of the more high-functioning ones. He was quite funny. Funny looking and funny acting. He was doing all these funny little tricks and whatnot. And I don't know. It was just interesting being at UCR. I saw a transgender walk by with a cane. And at first I was thinking, why does some 19-year-old have a cane? And then I realized when they take Lupron, their joints stop working, right? Because it's poison mentally and physically. And I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a uterus, but I mean, he gets the cramps, you know? I mean, this transgender,
well, Riley,
he loves his
Riley, let me cut you off real quick. A lot of people might not know what Lupron is. Lupron is a drug used as a castration chemical for pedophiles. They actually give people Lupron that were, sexually assaulted a kid or sexually assaulted an adult for that matter. And it does. It turns you, not into actually a woman, but it takes away your sex drive. And it's a horrible, horrible medication that you'd only give to somebody that would, that was convicted of a horrible crime. So, can you tell people what are some of the other side effects of Lupron? Because I'm not a Lupron expert. I didn't realize their joints seize up and that their body eats itself from the inside out. I didn't know that. Is it that dangerous for your physical body?
Yeah, so not only does Lupron mess with your joints, but it obviously makes you retarded as well and very violent, as we can see. And so, I mean, it's just like all these chemicals that they're putting in their body. I mean, like, people always get mad at me when I say that transgenders are violent. And I'm like, they're literally taking TRT. Like, it's just funny.
They are violent.
Lupron, it basically just makes you retarded.
Well, Riley, did you see that Roberta Espazito or Robert Dorgan was a huge Alex Stein hater and had tweeted at me about 10 times and hated me? But he was a Nazi. He loved Nick Fuentes. He loved a lot of stuff, but he hated me. I feel like I could have fixed her. What do you think, Riley? Do you think I could have fixed Roberta?
I mean, maybe if you took her out for dinner or something. And sorry, Alex, 1 second. Give me 15
No, it's okay.
seconds here.
It's okay. We're only live on the air right now. But listen, we appreciate you coming on from California. But Riley, when you deal with these trans people, you have to be careful. You know, I go to a lot of these transgender rallies. That's some of my biggest videos, and you need to keep doing it. They are impulsive. So you've been pushed, you've had your table flipped over. Are you worried that some trans person might do something, actually harmful to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is like with my debates, the strategy that I use is that I don't post about it, that I'm doing a debate. I do it out of nowhere. So at this campus right here, I did a debate out of nowhere. I had this beautiful black transgender, very beautiful young thing, lady, something, I don't even know, come up. And I can guarantee you if they knew that I was coming here in advance, I would probably not be alive talking on this live stream right now. So it's just a little bit scary, and you just got to pop up randomly. I mean, you're still going to get the same amount of hate from people. You're still going to get the same amount of retarded people debating you. And the benefit is that you don't have the risk of getting shot by somebody on a roof if you don't have a planned event.
That is true. I think there's less planning. The likelihood of somebody actually killing you probably goes down. But, Riley, you're a one-man wrecking crew. You know, you don't have a big production team. You're out there grinding, and that's what it takes. That's what I did when I started. That's what everybody does. And I would even argue that that's what people want to see. Did you notice how the clip of the guy pushing over your table, the clip that was less produced or less quality actually did better than the 4K camera? Isn't that crazy how it works out like that, Riley?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's really just about the optics of it. And I think with that, it's more of like you can see a lot of the table and see what he was actually doing. And I mean, the 4K video is actually really funny because you can see that he's obviously retarded and he started messing with his earbuds. And Instagram actually took it down and demonetized me until I had them review it. And then obviously a conservative at Instagram who has some brain cells allowed it back on. So it's funny how what you have just really depends on I think the cops are here to talk to me. This is going to be kind of funny to do.
Okay, well, stay live. We want to talk to the cops. I'll talk to the cops. Just telling them that I'm not a lawyer, but I'm your legal representative. Yes. I'm your legal conduit. Yes. Yeah. Is there a cop nearby? Let's see.
No. I mean, I do debate videos. I have a political debate here.
What is it? What?
Alex Stein, can she stay in America? Are you Mexican?
No. Well, she's a big booty Latina. Yes, we want amnesty for all big booty Latinas. Yes, ma'am. You're allowed to stay in the country. Is she Latina or Chinese? It's hard to tell.
I'm like fifth generation here.
Fifth generation.
Mexican roots.
Spanish Mexican roots.
Oh,
that's okay,
but still,
Alex,
if you
right?
were illegal, I'm saying if you were illegal, you would still get to stay under my immigration plan. So tell all your cousins if they want to come up here, as long as they have a big booty, if they're a 9, they're fine. Now, you realize who you're talking to. Riley's one of the most viral guys on Instagram right now, and he's probably going to put you on there, and you're going to get 1 million hits. Does that impress you? Do you want to go on a date with the guy? I think he has a girlfriend, though. But that usually,
I do. I very much so do. A
that.
beautiful trans woman, actually. It's wonderful.
Well, big booty Latinas actually like to date men that are married and already have somebody because then they know that guy's got some motion. Is she leaving? Don't leave, young lady. We're live on the air right now. What are you studying? Transgender studies?
Child development.
Child development.
You're not going to be one of those weird teachers that tries to indoctrinate your students, are you? And tell them that they're really a boy in a girl's body?
She doesn't want to be a teacher, I guess. That's good.
But you want to be around kids, all right? Well, yeah, that's the problem. Is all
kids.
You want to do social work in California? You're going to get killed by one of these crazy psychos. You want to do social work in California? Go do it in like Wyoming or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a social worker in California, you have to deal with all the transgenders.
Yes,
you got to keep that in mind. Isn't that a big factor? It's a big risk.
Ask her. Does she think a boy can have a baby? Ask her if a boy can have a baby.
A boy can't have a baby. No. Can a man have a period?
No.
They can't. What about a trans woman? A man who transitions into a woman, could they have a period?
I don't think like transgender is real.
Exactly, Alex, you found the one.
I know. That's my girl, 5th generation too. So we're legal. We don't even have to do the green card scam.
Yep. Oh, wait. Hey, should I go over to the anti-ice protest? Oh.
Yeah, is there an anti-ice protest? Oh, here's the cops, 5-0.
See some police.
Nice
Hey, so somebody just called out here, said that somebody met the description is being disruptive.
Yeah, very nice.
Officer, I've been watching it. The other person was disruptive. Officer, Riley's been nothing but respectable and nice.
Really? Because that's funny, because the campus administration just tried kicking me off. I have it all on video. They told me that I was essentially being trespassed. So when you came up, I was expecting you to be like, hey, we're going to arrest you if you don't leave. So I'm glad to see that you're...
So there's a couple things, right? So it is an open campus, so I'm not kicking you out or anything like that. But if you are trying to do an event, sometimes they have you do...
If it's like big enough.
Yeah. Sometimes they have
It's not an event, officer. It's not an event. It's a tabling setting. How you doing, officer?
Pretty good, thank you. And so, like I was explaining...
I'm the pimp on a blimp. I got 2 years of undergrad law, so pre-law.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. No, I'm listening. Yeah, I was just looking at the camera.
Oh, what is your name?
Oh, Riley.
Riley? Tony. Nice to meet you. What is your last name, Riley?
Nimi. It's Niemi.
Okay, no worries. So again, just wanted to come out and talk to you, let you know the situation. Do you have any questions for me?
No, so I'm allowed to be here. I don't have any.
Quit trying to intimidate us, officer. This is a free country, officer. Quit trying to intimidate us, asking names, and we know what you're doing.
Tabling. Sometimes they're required to have
if it's like a huge event or something
like that. Yeah. So that's it.
Ask the cop if George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. Derek Chauvin should be free. They love that. All right, guys. Coming up next, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna be right back with Riley for a few more minutes. So Riley, hang on, don't leave yet. And it's going to get even crazier. We've already talked to the cops. We've already talked to some big booty Latinas. I don't even know who's going to come up next, but I guarantee you it's going to be entertaining. You definitely don't want to miss it.
Yeah. They feed you headlines, cut the frame, say it loud enough, call it fact. Change the words, dodge the blame, sell the lie, then double back.
From Real America's Music, the label that brought you Anthem of the Free, The Boss, and Somali Waltz, comes a brand new anthem built for a distrustful age. Truth Bomb by the Truth Bombers. Talks about distrust of institutions, media manipulation, shifting government narratives, big tech censorship, cancel culture, and ideological silencing. The culture needs a truth bomb, and this track delivers. Pre-save it now. Scan the QR code or search Truth Bomb by the Truth Bombers on iTunes. We've broken records before. Let's do it again together.
Hey folks, it's your friend John Rich. I co-founded Old Glory Bank because we heard too many stories about people getting canceled by their bank because they didn't agree with their politics. The government wanted to know where you shopped. If you bought a Bible or you shopped at a sporting goods store, you're probably on a list. We created Old Glory Bank because America needed a bank that would protect their privacy and security. Exercising your constitutional rights is not a criminal activity, and neither is loving your country. At Old Glory Bank, we stand with you.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
About a year in prison.
We were prosecuted, persecuted.
J6ers have been treated like terrorists.
And we need your help.
Stand in the Gap was founded to stand in the gap for J6ers working to rebuild their lives after being incarcerated.
For just $10 or more, you can help these patriots get back on their feet again. Every dollar you give is being matched up to $50,000. Go now to j6support.com and donate today.
I'm Andy M., and I love Real America's Voice, where my voice counts and your voice counts. That is America's Voice.
This is Tim King, also known as USS Malik, and I love Real America's Voices for its like-minded programming and the chat. Love you guys.
Hi, this is Chris from Colorful Colorado. I'm drawbridge in the Getter Chat. I trust no one for my news except Real America's Voice. So if anyone asks, I was never here.
Thank you so much for watching After Hours with Alex Stein on Real America's Voice. Now, we got our correspondent, Riley. He's a man on the street right now, and he's about to head to an anti-ICE protest. So, Riley, I want you to be safe, but let's just go get a minute or two, and let's go talk to them and tell them how retarded they are for protesting against ICE.
We got the trans table right here. I set up right next to them. They're right over here. So I'll go ahead and check them out.
Are you worried about them? Are they going to steal your stuff? Do you have any expensive stuff? I don't want them to steal your microphones and everything.
I have trackers, only cameras built in. They're wonderful cameras.
I like that. Riley, you're a smart young man. Okay, so you got to be very careful.
Off-campus person?
Yeah, I'm an off-campus person.
You just wanted to set up table?
Yeah, just wanted to set up
Yes.
table.
Yes. Why do you think that's so crazy, ma'am? Why do you want to come up to a random person and ask about a table? You're the freak, ma'am. The pimp on a blimp.
Because I was talking to him.
Let's see. Oh, this is the anti-ICE libtards.
Yes. The anti-ICE people. Guys, what do we have going on here today? They're teaching.
What are they doing?
Wait, what?
What are y'all doing? Are y'all having a memorial for Alex Preddy? What's going on? And why is that Latina woman so disgruntled?
And you're disturbing the teaching right now.
What's a teaching? Are they just reading?
What is a teaching? That sounds retarded, man.
Moment of silence for Charlie Kirk.
Well, we want to be quiet for Charlie, but look at that person being violent. The fat woman's being violent. Look at her. Dodge her. It's like Pac-Man. Don't let her hit you, Riley.
Ma'am, I'm being attacked.
No, you're not.
I'm being followed. Well, you just touched me. Isn't that assault?
No.
That woman is horny, Riley. Get away from her. She's going to try to eat you like a chocolate. She's going to eat you like a candy bar.
I may be following you, but that's not illegal. That's not.
No gorditas allowed. Riley,
I didn't even talk to them. I was asking them what's happening. Awesome. Thank you, officers.
Look at that. That's good. Great response time. Riley, and she attacked you. She came at you like a bull, and you did a great job avoiding that. Yeah, she really did. So these people are triggered. Why are they so triggered? Why can't they just laugh?
But you got our point. We're not trying to kick you out or anything like that, right? Just you have your own spot.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like if there's people, exercising the freedom of speech and one person attacks the other, it's not the fault of the person who was exercising the freedom of speech, although it may have made them mad. It's the fault of the person who committed the assault and somewhat battery. And I'm not going to press charges because it wasn't anything major, but she did touch me. And where do you draw the line on somebody touching you, right? Like, where do we draw that line? When does that become illegal and not illegal? So that's the thing. I'm just exercising my freedom of speech. I asked them what they're doing. I didn't get even close to anybody. I was like a few feet away from each person, just asking them what's going on. And I said, wait, is this a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk? Just trying to learn what's going on here. And it might be a moment of silence for deported Mexicans.
Oh, well, they got to go, except for the big booty Latinas. But, Riley, you need to explain to the cops that people learn more from these videos than they learn in those classrooms being indoctrinated by mentally ill teachers that are on a bunch of SSRIs, or on a bunch of antidepressants, or on a bunch of Adderall. They're on a bunch of kind of barbiturates to mix it up and so they can get some sort of high from it. So, officer, they're actually learning way more from this show right now than from any class on that entire campus. And I'm not saying that, hyperbolically. I mean that.
Yeah. Yep. I think he walked away. He's on the phone call now. But
ask him about Somali fraud. Are they okay with Somali daycare centers doing fraud in America? Are they pro Somali daycare centers?
Yeah. Do you guys like quality luring centers? Quality luring centers? What do we think about this, Alex? Like, is this a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk, or is this a moment of silence for like Mexicans? I don't exactly know. But, Alex, just like you said at Union Station, transgenders are violence. And we just saw that today. We just saw that right now, 2 minutes ago.
Right now.
So
I know. Well, here, Riley, walk back to your table. I don't want you to get arrested because I only talked to you for a couple more minutes. I know you're a busy man. And thank you so much for making time. Now, Riley, before you go, shout out your Instagram. It is blowing up. I predict that you'll be over 100,000 followers in the next 4 months, is what I would guess. And I mean that. I'm actually trying to be fair.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah. With the help of you. So, the Instagram is going to be RYLEY.NIEMI. Riley.Nemi. So there's first and last name, just a dot in the middle. And I do these campus debates all the time. I'm not afraid of discussing certain topics. A lot of people want to show up to a campus and talk about taxes or something. I'm willing to talk about the real things that affect our culture, such as, people committing lots of crime and whatnot. We know what we're talking about there. And transgenderism and abortion, the things that actually destroy America. So follow me on Instagram. It's my main platform, and Facebook. It's just my first and last name. And thank you for having me on, Alex. And
Riley, before you go though, Riley, I'm going to be in California. You and I are going to do some of these public debates. Now, have people been mentioning Charlie at all? Charlie Kirk, obviously. Have they been mentioning him at these debates?
We were actually just having a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk, and I think since I disrupted it, the transgender, the pink one, got really mad at me. So it's really great to see that we have transgenders in support of Charlie Kirk, and I feel bad for interrupting the moment of silence.
Wait, are you being serious? Or are you kidding? Did they really say that they were being quiet for Charlie? You're roasting me.
No,
right
I was
now.
asking him. I was asking them if they're being quiet for Charlie, and that seemed to have enraged her. But this is why I don't schedule events, because imagine if she knew ahead of time. Right? Imagine if she knew ahead of time. She would go get her dad's gun or something and show up, right? So that's why I don't mention these things ahead of time. And if you come out here in California, we can figure out what you want the most, if you want to mention it ahead of time or not. But you're still going to get. I am.
Oh, okay, I just couldn't tell.
Wait, who is this?
This is Alex Stein right here. This is Alex
the pimp
Stein,
on a blimp. How can we help you, ma'am? How can we help you?
Oh, yeah. My table says
I'm trying to read what's happening.
Yeah, trans women are men, and also transgenders are violent. My other sign says that abortion is murder. So, yeah.
I'm not trying to argue with you. I just have a question.
Yeah.
Are you discussing women and men as gender-based or biology-based?
Well, both. So, I mean, gender or biology based?
They're different.
Okay, so doesn't somebody's sex affect their gender? Like my testicles, my balls.
Scientifically, if you look up the definition of gender, it's a social construct that is not determined by biological sex.
Ask her how many vaccines she has, Riley. How many vaccines are you on, ma'am?
Okay, yeah, probably a lot. But here's the thing. My balls of steel, right, which weigh about 14 pounds, my balls of steel produce a lot of testosterone, which affect my mental capability.
Sorry, but you didn't really respond to what I'm saying.
I'm saying biological sex affects my gender. Biological sex,
but
my
by
testicles.
definition, it doesn't. Gender is defined
by whose definition? By whose definition?
Merriam-Webster.
Merriam-Webster.
Right.
I would love to see that.
Okay.
But also,
I will show you that it's defined as a social construct.
Let me ask you, if we're talking about gender and sex and all these things.
Not trying to respond to your questions. I wanted to
ask her if a boy can have a baby. Can a boy have a baby, ma'am?
I'm just curious. What is a woman? Like just a real basic thing. Just to get a quick baseline.
I'm not here to answer your questions. I came up to have a conversation about what I wanted to know because you're.
And so what was your question?
My question was, how are you differentiating gender and sex? And if
I'm
you're
not
linking them?
I am.
Okay, but
I am
not. I can just show you the definition of it.
Hey guys, can men get periods? Can men have a baby?
He can. He's the only man I know.
Well, I think that woman, if she won't admit that a man can't have a baby, I mean, the argument is over. She lost. I mean, a guy can put on a dress, but that doesn't make him a woman. So her logic that gender is on a spectrum, it's not. That, ethnicity can be a spectrum. A guy can be half white and half black, but you can't be half boy and half girl. That's not how it works. So I don't understand when they say that, our biological sexes can be on a spectrum. So, to me, that's insane.
Gender refers to the characteristics of women, men, girls, and boys that are socially constructed. This includes norms, behaviors, and roles associated with being a woman, man, a girl.
Yeah, what is a woman? Like, I'm trying to figure this out. What is a woman?
I'm just responding to what I said. You asked me a question.
You're responding to yourself. That's not very logical.
You asked me to pull up the definition, so I did so.
Yes. Because
okay, so the definition,
gender and sex are different.
The point, but you're. This isn't fair. My point was something else, and you're changing it to something else.
What's your point?
My point was that gender and sex aren't linked. I just proved that to you by showing you the definition of gender.
Show me the definition.
Is a social construct. So what do you have to say to that?
Gender and sex, they are linked, ma'am. They are linked. Because if a guy does feminine gender roles, it doesn't make him a woman. If a guy takes his kids to school and does all the mom roles, it doesn't make him the mom.
Saying something that
I can't hear you.
But if I pull up a definition of something and I say, what is a man in context of the Constitution?
So you keep changing the context of our conversation.
No, I'm trying to give you an analogy. I'm trying to give you an analogy.
Really quickly.
I'm trying to give you an analogy.
You asked me to pull up the definition.
Yes.
I pulled up to the definition. I would like you to respond to the definition.
I would like to learn more about this definition. In the definition, you said man, woman, boy, girl. I'm saying, what is a woman? Can you tell me what a woman is? You're a woman, right?
Fallacies. It's not really fair. I mean, listen.
You have a logical fallacy. You're going off the definition.
You're not even listening to me.
Okay.
I was on debate. I've been on the debate team for my whole life. You're doing so many logical fallacies. You're asking me a point.
Yes.
And then I answer, and then
The definition.
change the point. You're not
So your
responding
point,
to my point.
your point is that sex and gender.
My point, and you haven't
proved it.
responded
By a definition,
one time.
You by a definition,
Yeah,
you proved it.
Because my point was that the definition of gender
So let me
is a social
give you a
construct.
response to that.
And then that's
let
what
me give you a response to that.
What do you say to
What's
the
that?
definition of gender being a social construct? What do you say to that?
You can say words, but they're bull. Your words are bull.
And you say nothing. It's like
I want to respond.
I wish.
Okay, my response here.
Actually, been in debate.
My response here.
How many logical fallacies you've committed in just 2 minutes?
My response is that
somebody more
my testicles.
Your side.
My testicles.
To represent what you're
My
saying.
testicles.
You're doing it so unintellectually that you're not doing enough for your side.
Bro.
Yeah, that woman doesn't have any viewers. She doesn't get millions of hits on the internet. She has no idea what she's talking about. She's a vaccine-injured young gordita, so we'll just have a little empathy for her. But Riley, you are dominating. You are the man. I will be out in California soon. You and I are going to go. We're going to rile up the libs. They're going to be sick when they see us coming with that table and those camera phones. They're going to
I'm
be
not gonna lie. I was
puking.
kind of getting a little bit sick too when I saw you dance in your underwear for money.
Oh, I do not say anything. We didn't win anything. We didn't do anything. Do not, and don't say that. Now you're being too vague. It sounds very weird. Now you say dance some underwear for money. So we're just going to leave it at that.
I didn't say what it's for,
worth.
but the audience will know eventually what I'm referencing, and it's nothing gay or anything. It's
well, it's a little gay. It was a little gay, Riley. It was a little gay. All right, guys. Thank you, Riley, so much. Coming up next, we're going to dive deep into AOC and her blunder on the world stage trying to answer a simple question. You don't want to miss it because my favorite big booty Latina coming up next.
They feed you headlines, cut the frame, say it loud enough, call it fact. Change the words, dodge the blame, sell the lie, then double back.
From Real America's Music, the label that brought you Anthem of the Free, The Boss, and Somali Waltz, comes a brand new anthem built for a distrustful age. Truth Bomb by the Truth Bombers. Talks about distrust of institutions, media manipulation, shifting government narratives, big tech censorship, cancel culture, and ideological silencing. The culture needs a truth bomb, and this track delivers. Pre-save it now. Scan the QR code or search Truth Bomb by the Truth Bombers on iTunes. We've broken records before. Let's do it again together.
Hey folks, it's your friend John Rich. I co-founded Old Glory Bank because we heard too many stories about people getting canceled by their bank because they didn't agree with their politics. The government wanted to know where you shopped. If you bought a Bible or you shopped at a sporting goods store, you're probably on a list. We created Old Glory Bank because America needed a bank that would protect their privacy and security. Exercising your constitutional rights is not a criminal activity, and neither is loving your country. At Old Glory Bank, we stand with you.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
About a year in prison.
We were prosecuted, persecuted.
J6ers have been treated like terrorists.
And we need your help.
Stand in the Gap was founded to stand in the gap for J6ers working to rebuild their lives after being incarcerated.
For just $10 or more, you can help these patriots get back on their feet again. Every dollar you give is being matched up to $50,000. Go now to j6support.com and donate today.
I'm Andy M., and I love Real America's Voice, where my voice counts and your voice counts. That is America's Voice.
This is Tim King, also known as USS Malik, and I love Real America's Voices for its like-minded programming and the chat. Love you guys.
Hi, this is Chris from Colorful Colorado. I'm drawbridge in the Getter chat. I trust no one for my news except Real America's Voice. So if anyone asks, I was never here.
After Hours on Real America's Voice.
What a great episode tonight. I'm not just patting myself on the back, but I got to pat my guy Riley for going out there and interacting with the libs. That's what it takes. You got to be like Nick Shirley. You got to be like Riley. You got to go out there and actually interact with the people. That's how the Pimp on a Blimp primetime Alex Stein became Alex Stein. So I'm famous for one reason and one reason only. I catcalled AOC and called her a big booty Latina. You see in the intro to the show. You've seen it everywhere. It's one of my biggest videos. And I want to say that I love AOC because her trying to cancel me actually made me much more popular than I was before our moment that we shared on the Capitol Hill. But AOC is not a smart politician. She's a hot politician. And to liberals, they don't care about policy. They don't care if you're well-spoken. They don't care if you're smart. All they care about is if you're sexy. Perfect example. Look at how mismanaged the entire state of California is. But they keep reelecting Gavin Newsom. Why? Because he's a handsome man. He's got a family. He looks good. He's banging his chief of staff's wife and then apologizing when he was mayor of San Francisco. The guy can get away with murder, basically, and they're going to keep electing him. So you have to realize we're dealing with vaccine-injured, mentally unstable people that will vote because they feel a certain way, not because they think a certain way. So when you're looking and analyzing AOC, you can't analyze it through a logical lens. You have to analyze her through an emotional lens. And I analyze her every day because she's got that booty and she's got it banging. But AOC constantly loves to put her foot in her mouth. Now, this is a viral clip where she's trying to roast Marco Rubio for saying that cowboys came from Spain. But if you just do one ChatGPT request, you'll find out that it was the Spaniards that brought over horses and cowboy culture to the Americas. So it just kind of proves that AOC's a little bit retarded, but a lot bit hot. Let's play the clip.
Rubio's speech was a pure appeal to Western culture. My favorite part was when he said that American cowboys came from Spain.
I thought they came from Winnetou, but
I believe the Mexicans and descendants of African enslaved peoples would like to have a word on that.
Do you see what she does there? She has to bring up slavery, something to have an emotional response. When you just hear that word, it makes you feel some sort of way because slavery is obviously bad. But I don't think the slaves invented the Wild West. I don't. I'm sure there were some black cowboys, don't get me wrong. But it's pretty obvious from all of the evidence that we have that the horses and the cowboy culture, the roping, all of the accoutrement that comes with raising horses was brought over by the Spanish. So Marco Rubio is right. And AOC is retarded. But, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're dumb as long as you're hot. Now, AOC stepped in it one more time. She says that Venezuela is below the equator. That's right. She's not good at looking at maps. But to be fair, I'm not that good at looking at maps. I mean, if you asked me if Venezuela was above the equator, I probably wouldn't even know myself. But guess what? I'm not running for potentially vice president or president of the United States. Let's play this clip of AOC sounding stupid while looking hot.
It is not a remark on who Maduro was as a leader. He canceled elections. He was an anti-democratic leader. That doesn't mean that we can kidnap a head of state and engage in acts of war just because the nation is below the equator. And
well, AOC, you admit that Maduro is not a great guy, but you want to find a reason to try to demonize the Trump administration that's out there doing the best that they can. And yes, I think it's okay to always critique the people in power. As a matter of fact, I think we should constantly be critiquing the people in power. That's a way of holding them accountable. But AOC is acting like she cares about Venezuela or she cares about Maduro, where she'll simultaneously say that he's a bad person, not doing elections, all the things you accuse Donald Trump of doing, which he's never done. But then when America intervenes, you call us the bad guys. We're the boogeyman. We started a war. Well, I don't know how many wars last 2 hours, because that wasn't a war. A war is the Vietnam War. A war is the Iraq War. A war is where some bullets get shot back and forth. This was a strategic mission done by our top military brass in a manner that it saved as many lives as they could. Now, I know there was a few lives lost, but there was no American lives lost. which to me, that is a benefit. And I don't want any innocent Venezuelans to die. Don't get me wrong. But I also don't want a bunch of Venezuelans using their power to prevent elections, kind of like what they're doing in the Ukraine. But we still support the Ukraine. We still support Vladimir Zelensky. You'll never hear AOC call that out. But you're going to call out the Trump administration for getting Maduro off the streets. Well, like I've said multiple times, it doesn't matter if you're retarded as long as you are hot. And AOC is hot. And so hot that I wrote a song about her. So let's play a little bit about it.
This song is dedicated to all the big booty Latinas. AOC, I'm talking to you, señorita.
I love big booty Latinas. Muy bonita, filling out arenas. AOC acting like she's never seen us. Don't you know she makes the best margaritas? Big booty Latina, you are so sweet. I love to eat your taco meat and look at pictures of your boyfriend's feet. I'll put that Cuban on your taco, spread it around like bullets in Chicago. AOC, you're so sexy. Every insurrectionist deserves a felony. Your body could melt the ice caps and your brain will...
So it's obvious that I'm obsessed with AOC. And if she does run for vice president, sadly, I'll probably be forced to vote for her. Not because I'm libtarded or vaccine injured, but because her and I shared a moment that I'll never forget, and that she'll never forget, because she blocks me on Twitter. And luckily, I have some alt accounts that I constantly retweet at her, but that's neither here nor there. I don't want to get into that. What I want to get into is this. Our country is at a breaking point where people don't even know who to follow. But idolizing a politician is like thinking the stripper actually likes you. The stripper doesn't like you, and the politicians don't like us. Even AOC, my favorite big booty Latina. Because if she cared about the American people, she would be worrying about her district in New York that is increased in violence, increased in cost of living, and nothing to show for it. You have Mayor Mamdani doing 5 prayer calls a day. The whole entire city is changing right underneath her watch. And she's doing nothing to save New York City. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't encourage anybody to go to New York City right now because it's dangerous. It's crazy. It's like the wild, wild west. Maybe if we got some Spaniards and immigrated them to New York City, we can get them on horseback actually patrolling the streets. I mean, the NYPD, they don't even want to work now that Mamdani's mayor. And Mamdani and AOC are thick as thieves. So this is the culture that they are perpetuating, not a culture of greatness, but a culture of weakness, a culture that is ran by transgenders and homosexuals and vaccine-injured freaks that don't really care about making America great. They just want to push us into a new world order where everybody can change their gender at the snap of their fingers. Everything is free, which is impossible. Because they did have a free grocery store in New York. It lasted 2 days before they were ran through like a sorority girl during a, frat hazing event, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean. My point is this. AOC, I love you. I'll never forget the time that we shared. But if you somehow become the nominee, I am actually worried that you might win the election. Because people are, they're becoming disconnected with reality. They don't know up and down. You have people like Roberta Espazito, who was a family man, multiple kids, married a long time, changing his gender and shooting his family. It's because that person is detached from reality. And AOC is the queen of reality detachment. She is the one that's going to lead young people into not realizing how good they got it. And AOC is a professional victim. Anything that happens to her is the biggest deal in the world because she is a perpetual, nonstop victim that wants to blame other people for the world's problems instead of taking a little moment of self-reflection and accountability and trying to fix those problems. So even though you are very popular, and even though you're probably going to get the nominee, and I don't really want to vote for you, I feel like I might have to vote for AOC. I'm sick just saying that. So I know some viewers are probably watching this and you're getting frustrated, but her and I had a love romance. And her boyfriend, Riley, or I think his fiancé now, I totally cucked him. So Riley remembers me every single day. And having that kind of dominance over a sitting congresswoman, it makes our bond incredibly strong. So AOC, never forget that even though I hate your politics, I love that booty. And I will always love that booty. Unless you get on that gordita diet and you gain about 45 pounds, then I'll love it even more. I'll love it way more. I'll be there. I want to sniff it. And I know that's weird, but I'm a weird guy, and I love big booty Latinas, and I'm never going to apologize for that. I think big booty Latinas are, the foundation of a great society. And you and I, ideologically, agree on amnesty for big booty Latinas. So maybe we could make that a big part of your upcoming campaign, and you could maybe even include me in some of your promotional events, because there's nobody that has done more for the big booty Latina community than primetime Alex Stein. And a combination of AOC and Alex Stein is a ticket that can't lose. We can get the conservatives that might not have liked you, and I can show them pictures of your booty in that dress, and they'll instantly be won over by your beauty. So it's great that you're sexy. I'm sexy too. We just need two sexy people to come together and save this country. How does that sound, Alex? Alex and Alex are going to save America. And then we're also going to French kiss after. And maybe a little more if you're down for it, which I'm sure you will be because you're Latina. So I love you, AOC. I love everybody that was watching the show tonight. And thank you to Riley for those great debates on campus today. We're going to be talking to Riley a lot more often. So thank you guys for watching After Hours with Alex Stein on Real America's Voice.
From Real America's Music, the label that brought you Anthem of the Free, The Boss, and Somali Waltz, comes a brand new anthem built for a distrustful age. Truth Bomb by the Truth Bombers. Talks about distrust of institutions, media manipulation, shifting government narratives, big tech censorship, cancel culture, and ideological silencing. The culture needs a truth bomb, and this track delivers. Pre-save it now. Scan the QR code or search Truth Bomb by the Truth Bombers on iTunes. We've broken records before. Let's do it again together.
Hey folks, it's your friend John Rich. I co-founded Old Glory Bank because we heard too many stories about people getting canceled by their bank because they didn't agree with their politics. The government wanted to know where you shop. If you bought a Bible or you shopped at a sporting goods store, you're probably on a list. We created Old Glory Bank because America needed a bank that would protect their privacy and security. Exercising your constitutional rights is not a criminal activity, and neither is loving your country. At Old Glory Bank, we stand with you.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
About a year in prison.
We were prosecuted, persecuted.
J6ers have been treated like terrorists.
And we need your help.
Stand in the Gap was founded